Today presents Strike Battleship Argent, Book 1 in the Starships at War series, by Shane Lachlan Black. Copyright 2016.
Hey, science fiction and fantasy fans, Shane Lachlan Black here, reminding you that all of my serialized fiction and all of my serialized audiobooks are available on my site, brought to you ad-free by the Action Faction. We're also supporting literacy. Every time we hit a milestone, we send another book to a school. Plus, you can get your own call sign and get producer credit in videos just like this one when you sponsor us. All ahead, battle speed.
Hunter sat in the center chair and finished up the report, looking for anything unusual enough to change his plans. Satisfied he knew what he needed to know for now, he stowed the tablet and sighed, examining the tactical track displayed on the Argent's main screen for any new information. We're here, they're there, nothing has changed in the last 10 minutes. Negative, sir, Pilot McInerney replied. Although Nemesis 8 reports there are readings indicating another spotter ship has apparently relieved Kilo X-Ray 2 while they recover their boats. But we were right, Doverly interrupted. That Sentinel gun on Barker's asteroid took a shot at us. It was only one shot, but it was enough to almost collapse our starboard point battle screen. We're working on the theory they don't have a full power structure down there yet, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's what they're buying time for. Once that thing is fully operational, it can lob rounds at us for days before we can fight our way through that minefield to stop it. Hunter swiveled in his chair. Tell me if I'm wrong, Doctor, but can't a Nemesis and a couple of Paladins lash up and work as a minesweeper? Honora took her headset off and placed it back on the console. It wouldn't be the first time that's been tried with a battleship squadron, but it's dangerous. If a skirmisher suddenly pops up in that field with the transponder matrix, they can run and gun the mine team to pieces before they get out of the hot zone. I bet Zoni could beat that strategy, Hunter replied. Just having the friendly transponders for the minefield doesn't give them total protection from a false positive. Agreed, but you're not reckless enough to fly your signals officer into that junkyard, Captain. It sounds like a great way to pull off an epic riposte, but one thing goes wrong and your plan literally goes up like a breached fusion bottle. Hunter frowned at the tactical display. All right, what if we brute force it? 3 waves of proximity warheads, maximum spreads, blow the whole thing to slag? The minute we open up, that fleet will walk over here and button us up like an overstarched dry cleaning order. With all due respect, ma'am, why haven't they done that yet? McInerney asked from the helm. What are they waiting for? No reason to risk the hardware yet, Hunter replied. The longer this standoff continues, the more time they have to energize that gun. Once they have that, they've got a nearly impregnable interdiction zone. Anything that tries to breach the minefield gets carved up by the Sentinel. Everything on the Releo side of the gun becomes their base of operations. They can launch strikes against every core system within a light year and always have a safe place to run if things get hairy. They'll hit the jump gate first, Honora added. Once that's secured, they've got every tactical advantage and a way to close up everything coming to stop them.
There are those who believe the sudden hostilities between the Core Alliance and the Sarnstar Empire were unexpected. Those who have engaged Imperial forces at Rho Theta, Lunar 6-1, and now El Rey know better. The strike point, Siege Island. The Alliance fleet is well aware an attack on populated planets could happen with as little as 90 seconds advance warning. Dragonkind's most lethal battleship and most ruthless warlord, known as He Who Slew 9 with a Single Blade, are tasked with a simple mission: hunt down and destroy mankind's warriors. The leaders of the Core Alliance have pushed their enemies too far. Payback is coming, and it will fall from the skies on wings, stained with human blood. Presenting the most popular and successful series in Shane Lachlan Black's entire science fiction catalog. Destroy All Starships includes 7 ambitious novellas featuring memorable new heroes, menacing alien enemies, and an action-packed maximum firepower story cycle that sets the standard for the entire Starship's universe. The order is given. This time it ends in victory or annihilation.
Why can't we just go around, sir? Lieutenant Rollins piped up. Can't we just drop the Z-axis and fly under it? Yes, Lieutenant. Every young Skywatch officer comes up with the same genius plan at some point in their career, Honora replied with a smile. But all those plans presume your enemy will continue to operate in 2 dimensions while you operate in 3. It sounds good in a classroom, but in practice, by the time you realize your brilliant plan nobody else ever thought of didn't work, you're floating home, Hunter concluded, looking over at Rollins with a reassuring expression. That gun can fire in any direction we can fly, and we can't leave it here for the next ship to discover suddenly. The challenge here is getting to Barker's asteroid without tipping off the fleet we're sweeping out their mines, and without putting our sweepers at risk of being picked off by skirmishers. That's the puzzle, all right, Honora replied, and the clock is ticking on that sentinel. Sir, we're being hailed by Nemesis 8, the acting signals officer reported. Put them on speakers. The channel clicked over. Argent, Hunter here. Sir, we have a reactor signature pattern match on the new contact near the location of Kilo X-Ray 2 designated Mockingbird 80. You left standing orders to report on any registry matches. What's she look like? It's the Dunkerque, sir. Hunter raised his eyebrows. The Admiral's ship? How certain are you? 5 decimal places. She's running a first-generation fusion fission combination power design with the old gas-operated valves. Makes more spectrometry noise than a busted chainsaw. Hunter turned to Honora with a wide-eyed look of discovery, astonishment, and certainty on his face. What? You know what that ship has that we don't? Hunter asked with a sly grin. Honora realized it moments later. A mind-friendly transponder. Hunter pointed at the doctor and made a fist. Rollins, you have the con. Doctor, you're with me. The captain and XO strode off the bridge. Where to? Sickbay. Zoni is about to win this war, and we're going to do it while eating a sandwich. Chapter 29. Exeter to landing party, come in. The bridge crew of the heaviest destroyer in the Perseus Task Force formation looked at each other with stark eyes as they waited for a response. Their signals officer keyed the intership again. Exeter to landing party. Commander Hunter, come in, please. They're not answering. Something's wrong. First we got that fleet-wide from Echo and then nothing, Lieutenant Hawkins urged. We need to raise the Fury and investigate. What we need to do, Lieutenant, is follow protocol. Force Command has us at Emergency Condition 3, which puts Fury's skipper in charge of any further action. Our job is to wait for orders, Third Officer Pierce replied. If we start going off on our own, all that's going to do is make us start bumping into one another and cause confusion. Echo reported intruders. That robot would sound general quarters if a small dog walked into the mess hall and stole a piece of bacon, Petty Officer Grant replied, causing a couple members of the bridge crew to crack smiles. It probably saw someone sweeping up and thought they were trying to take over the quadrant. You're hilarious, Petty Officer. Check your regs. Perseus has Echo authorized to issue alerts by order of the commander herself. But Echo didn't issue an alert, Lieutenant, Pierce replied with a sigh. It reported intruders to the landing party, which is probably trying to figure out if we're about to send 3 million tons of starships after 2 guys and a mop. Then why doesn't the landing party answer? The skipper is probably getting ready to board us and deliver a swift kick to somebody's backside for chatter on the emergency channel. The only officer authorized to speak for Task Force Perseus right now is the Force Commander on the bridge of DSS Fury. Our job is to keep our mouths shut and stop dreaming up phantom threats, so when the time does come, we'll be ready. Sir. That will be all, Lieutenant. The look on Pierce's face told Hawkins the matter was closed as far as the bridge crew was concerned. Aye, sir, she said, as professionally as she could before turning and stalking off the bridge. The Exeter was officially designated a war destroyer. She was a Thunderbird-class hull with heavier armor, short-range weaponry, and, most importantly, most of the task force's marine strength in the form of a full company of shock troops.
rest of the story is only one keyword away. Visit jumpline.click in your browser. New keywords are activated every day. Get access to our entire catalog of science fiction, fantasy, and gamelit.